a push down. And I want to speak about what we were speaking about. Then we also had quite a nice rotation back up for some tokens like Ondo, INJ, Pengu, Sui, Nia, and Hype, right? So I want to speak about mostly those tokens. So let's get straight into the video. And yeah, let's do it. So basically, we look at the total 3 chart. The one thing to note is that the daily time frame is still holding structure to the upside. Obviously this was a break of structure, but we didn't break this previous high. We spoke about that 784 billion level, got rejected from that zone and still holding this previous support. Okay, was resistance, flipped into support. Cool. So right now, what is the game plan? Well, basically total 3, there's a couple things that we need to look at. The first thing is that some tokens are breaking structure. It's a downside where some tokens are still holding structure, right? So when we have something like this, it's some narratives are just going to do better than others within that week, right? And structure right now is still showing signs that the bulls can control, right? And then even looking at Hype, we were speaking about that trade yesterday. Didn't actually end up taking this trade, but because we didn't get a breakout there. But yeah, it's Hype is honestly ripping, and it looks like it wants to go back up to 50. Okay, but if we look at Bitcoin on the we spoke about this short over here yesterday. From the video, if you guys were watching yesterday, we were saying I was looking for shorts into the zone. So if you guys did take this, you would have taken most of your profits out anyway. So right now, looking at Bitcoin on the 4 hour, it's just looking not really good. It's still looking a little bit bearish in my opinion. So it's still looking quite bearish. We did break structure to the downside. Daily time frame is showing still potential move lower in terms of for Bitcoin. Right now, not really interested in looking at a short right now for BTC. I want to see potentially coming back up to the zone and see if we can get like a double top within that level. This could still roll over here. We still have this fair value gap right over here that is still getting respected. So for the shorter time frame, this is definitely the key zone for Bitcoin. You could even look at this order block sitting right over here as like a key level for Bitcoin. In terms of like sells a little bit later on, you want to look at this trend line over here for Bitcoin. You do want to have a look at this. This could be a potential breakout right now, but in terms of shorts, you want to just wait for a break of trend and a rejection from the zone, right? So for me right now, I'll just want to see price trickle a little bit higher over here. We get a double top, take this level out, and then look for sells a little bit lower. So yeah, that's kind of the game plan in terms of Bitcoin. Structurally right now it's still bearish, still respecting the zone. We broke structure. This type of move, still looking for sells on the breakdown here. Okay, so just wanted to see if we can break trend a little bit later on. And then looking at Ethereum, we were looking at like that breakout yesterday, and we got a nice pump back up to the zone, and then we got a nice rejection from that fair value gap it was on the 4 hour time frame, right? Or the demand zone, yeah, that that order block. So definitely a key zone here for reaction. You can see how ETH got a nice bounce from that zone. Still structurally it is still quite bearish. For me right now, I'm not really interested in looking at anything right now for Ethereum because it just looks super choppy. But yeah, overall, I just want to see if we can look for a potential setup here for ETH. There's not much to look at here. We could see a little bit of bounce here, but it's just so chopped over here. We did break this. You did take out this low. We broke structures upside. Your long would have been over around about here. The only bullish thing that's making me a little bit bullish for like some alts is definitely just the total 3 chart, right? This is pretty good in terms of holding the structure. So same thing with like XRP, holding the structure over here is definitely something to watch out for. This is definitely a buy zone. You should look for at least for XRP within this level, right? Because in terms of spots, like this is a key level that we should bounce from, right? Obviously we can go lower, but it is a key zone. You can see every single time we did tap this level, we got a nice reaction, right? Sometimes it takes a while, right, off this zone. Got a reaction off this level, right? But to be honest with you, this type of structure in terms of like Bitcoin being bearish, there's still a good chance that we come back down to that area low at 74k. And I'm still looking at potential shorts off this order block over here. So right now, I mean, still just waiting patiently to see what we can get. USDT dominance as well is starting to look a little bit. Let's have a look at the daily. This is something to watch out for. USDT dominance right over here. We got this. We did get a breakout over here. We broke above that fair value gap over there. I mean, it's not looking good in terms of crypto right now. This breakout could send crypto a lot lower. One thing to note is that we obviously still, this could still be a lower high over here. So you can see how price is just making lower highs the whole time. This could be a good sign. In the higher time frame, because this is the daily time frame. So yeah, the thing is we have been breaking structure to the downside also, so we'll see what happens with the USDT dominance. Other token looking bullish is TRX. I don't really want to go over it, but looking pretty bullish. I want to look at Ondo quickly. Ondo got quite a nice pump. Let's remove all the drawings. Yeah, I mean, something to note here for Ondo is that, let's have a look at the 1 hour. It should be cleaner. Definitely a buy zone I'm looking here for Ondo. On the lower time frames here, a bit of a fair value gap retrace. Looking for, because we did get a breakup trend over here. So if Ondo were to come back down into the zone, I'll definitely look at a long within this area over here. Looking at a potential long off the zone here for Ondo. Okay, so this is a potential trade idea that I'm waiting for on the lower time frames. Looking back up to the highs over here for Ondo with a bit of a swing trade. If we do get this, obviously this is patience, but definitely one to watch on the the 1 hour and the 15-minute time frame. We do obviously have a bit of a you could look at it as a price is still holding. Yeah, definitely looking at a long off the zone. Ondo's looking pretty bullish, so I'll let you know what I do with Ondo here. We did break this previous high over here. Structurally, we're still we this low, but we above this order block over here. So overall, I mean, looking for longs for Ondo, definitely stay. But yeah, I'll let you know what I do today, guys. Hopefully, we can get another setup. Yesterday we got a nice trade on Pendle, hit TP1, and then I ended up going break even. I honestly thought we would come down a lot lower. We did end up. It was quite a nice move to the downside, around about a 3-4% move to the downside. So hopefully we can get another setup today. Right now, some tokens are looking bullish, thanks to Total 3, but we're gonna have to monitor and see what we got. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great day, and peace out, guys. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's update.